Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Desert Wine Guy. So, when you review things don't work out as well as you planned the first time. So this is my third attempt at this video, but hopefully this one is going to be it, okay? So, today I have a special wine to review. It's a 2018 BV Cabernet Sauvignon Tapestry, okay? So, let me go ahead and move to my notes here because there's a lot going on as far as the makeup of this wine goes, okay? So this is my rough draft that I'm doing for my wine blog, which you guys can access, by the way, at desertwineguy.blogspot.com. So, the wine cost me $59, okay? I was on vacation visiting a relative in New Jersey, and her husband took me to get some beer, and he got some beer and I got some wine, okay? I happened to see this wine and I'm like, oh wow, this is mine, I need it. So I got it, I brought it home, and a couple of weeks later, here we are reviewing it. So, the wine is 78% Cabernet Sauvignon, and it came from the Rutherford, Calistoga, Oakville, and Coombsville AVAs of the Napa Valley. It's also 8% Merlot, and that Merlot came from Carneros and Rutherford, 8% Petit Verdot, and 5% Malbec, which came from their estate vineyards in Rutherford. Oh, I'm sorry, and 1% Cabernet Franc, which came from the Howell Mountain. So these are all very prestigious AVAs, and you can see why the wine would be $59, okay? The wine also sat in 60% new French oak for 22 months. So the winery made this product and sat on it for 22 months. 59 bucks, I get it. So, I'm sitting here for probably a couple of hours now, and I'm sipping on this wine real slowly, and I'm trying to appreciate it and trying to get the gist of what it's all about. And from what I got from this wine there's a lot of complexity to it, okay? It's red fruit dominated, but there's a lot of complexity to it as far as the way the wine breaks itself down on your palate, okay? Most of this wine's action comes on the mid palate. And what comes on the mid palate, oh, by the way, it's 14.7% alcohol. And just backing up just a little bit, guys, I gotta talk about the label here, okay? The label, I love a double label like you see right here, okay? A lot of French wines do that, and some American wines do, but BV is definitely one that does it. And just the way that gold mixes in with the black colors and the fonts that they chose to use on this label, I just make that label just jump out and just scream, I'm full of class, I'm full of prestigiousness, and you need to take me to a nice steak dinner, okay? Having tasted about half of the bottle of wine already, I will tell you that what that label is telling you, you should follow, okay? So, let's get into the wine now a little further. So, the wine is black fruit dominated, okay? But there is some chocolate in there that comes in on the mid palate, okay? Now, this chocolate isn't like screaming, hello, I'm chocolate and I'm here. It's kind of like you taste the wine and you say, I'm getting some chocolate here. But that's really nice in the way it's presenting itself. It's kind of like a mellow chocolate, but yet it's enough for you to appreciate. And I know I, for one, did appreciate it, okay? I really like the way it presented itself. So, acidity in the wine is rather high, and that's okay because the acidity, it's perfect for what the wine is offering up, which is a lot of freshness, a lot of liveliness, okay? Fresh black fruit liveliness, okay? And that's really nice here in the wine. There's a blackberry going on here. There's a black cherry going on here. There's some tannins going on, and again, those tannins come in on the mid palate, and that's a really nice place for them. Although, for me, it's kind of weird for me because usually you'll taste those tannins right up front. Not here in this wine though, okay? In this wine, those tannins come on the mid palate and they continue all the way through to the finish. having a lot of these grapes come from the Rutherford AVA, there is also a note of Rutherford dust. Now I know there's a lot of debate out there as to whether or not there actually is a Rutherford dust. And whatever the debate is, every quality wine I've had that has had grapes from Rutherford has that, and that has presented that Rutherford dust. It's real, okay. And it's to me, it's one of my favorite notes in a Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, just like for instance, the Tempranillo. One of my favorite notes is a peppery note to it in a Cabernet. That Rutherford dust is really what can set a wine off for me. Okay. What else can I say about this wine? Is it worth $60? Absolutely, guys, it's worth $60. It's like a layered type of wine. You can just tell that the winemaker really took his time, knew what he was doing, and layered the wine out just beautifully. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but the alcohol comes in at 14.7%. But you're not tasting that alcohol, so I wouldn't sweat that at all. On the nose, I'm getting a black cherry. Definitely getting that cocoa. I'm not picking up any oak on the nose, but there is a brightness to it, a perceived, at least, lusciousness to the wine. So remembering that you're going to hit the nose up before the palate, as opposed to the way I just started this review, you would really get a good vision of what on the nose of what I'm getting here on the palate. So I'm going to turn this over now to my wine buddy over here, and she's going to ask a couple of questions, and I'm going to answer them, and we'll end this review. So go ahead, wine buddy.
Do you like the wine?
I do like the wine.
What are you going to rate it?
Well, this is one of the few times that me and Mr. James Suckling actually agree. He ended up giving this wine, on his review, 94 points, and that's what I'm going to put it at.
Would you buy it again?
Standing at 94 points, I would definitely buy it again, yes.
Is it cellar worthy?
Well, I don't know. Which cellar are we talking about?
Like top tier cellar.
Top tier cellar, that's right here. Well, what does the wine have to score in order to get to that top tier cellar as a minimum?
94.
94. So absolutely, this wine is worthy of the cellar. Absolutely.
Is it a pool wine?
It is definitely not a pool wine. It's not a wine. I wouldn't spend $60 for my guests to enjoy wine at a pool. I think it has notes to it that would put a lot of non-wine lovers off, as opposed to, say, a white wine that is sweet and fruity on the tropical side. Is that it? Mm-hmm. Okay. See, she does a great job, huh? That's why she's my wine buddy. So, in the end, guys, 94 points. Buy the wine. The wine can age further. I would definitely give this wine another 10 years before I'd even worry about it. Tannins-wise, it's just something that tells me that tannins are going to stick around for a while, even at the level they're at, which, like I said, isn't like in your face or anything like that, but the wine just seems to be cruising, okay? Acidity-wise, absolutely at least another 10 years. So buy 2 bottles of the wine if you can afford it. I know it's a lot of money. I definitely get that. Enjoy one bottle now, put the other bottle away, and give the wine another 5 years and open it up if you want to, and then experience it again at that point. So thanks, guys, for checking out the Desert Wine Guide. And do me a favor, before you leave the video, please subscribe. Click all alerts, okay? Anytime I post a wine, a review, you'll be notified of it. And please do share this YouTube channel with your friends who love wine, because I do this just because I enjoy it, okay? I am not influenced by anybody. Nobody gives me wines, although there is a rare occasion a company will send me a wine. The very first thing I throw out there is, such and such company sent me this wine. And if you check out my blog, you will see that I do have wines on there I reviewed that were given to me, and I did not like them. And I told you straight out, I don't like them. So it doesn't matter if you send me a wine, don't send me a wine. I either like it or I don't like it. So thanks for checking out the Desert Wine Guy, guys, and I'll speak to you guys later.